It's time for the B-A-Q-A. The B-A-Q-A. What you say? The B-A-Q-A. Just Tiffany. The B-A-Q-A. No man day. The B-A-Q-A. Hey, B-A fam. It's me, Tiffany, the Budgetista. Mandy's not in today. That's all right, because I'm going to hold you downtown Julie Brown. Good night, wubba wubba. Some of y'all don't even understand. Like, some of you too young. Google Julie Brown. Anyway, if you want to ask any questions, you can DM us on IG, Brown Ambition Podcast, or you can send us an email at thebrownambitionpodcast@gmail.com. But remember this, as you ask questions, me and Mandy, although we are two super smart, cute, fabulous, even brown girls, we are not your doctor, your attorney, your financial advisor, not your mother. We are your favorite internet cousins when it comes to money and such. So you're going to take what we share with the smallest, tiniest grain of salt, and you're going to lean into the people that you pay for advice for the final say while mixing it with your own. Okay? Because Mandy's not here, I'm about to act bad, baby. Or no, we don't say that no more because we don't deal with him. Like, all right, I'm about to act up, baby. So we're going to take business questions that I get all the time. So y'all know that I mentor young women, not young women, but women in general, in business through mymentortiffany.com. If you want to be one of my mentees. And here's something that's been coming up a lot lately in my business and in their businesses. So I figure we haven't had a business BAQA. Even if you're like, well, I don't have a business, it's all right. Hold tight, because the advice is the advice. It's going to help you whether you work for a corporate giant, whether you work at the local pizzeria, or whether you're wanting to start a business or have started a business. This is going to be some good advice either way. Okay? So question numero uno is, I would say scenario, because I'm not taking it directly from the inbox. This is just, I've been having this conversation a lot. The question is, how do I figure out the direction I need to go into my business? How do I regain focus? So this is a struggle that I've had in business, and I've seen a lot of my friends have the struggle. And in 2023, a lot of businesses actually went out of business, or had a hard time. A lot of small businesses. There were a handful of my friends that did well, but the vast majority had a really, really, really hard time. And I believe one of the reasons is that we were not focused. So what do I mean? My dad, actually, we're going to call this episode All Roads Lead to Rome, right? So Iman is listening, our fabulous producer, right? So what does that mean? When I was a kid, my dad would always say that. He would say, Odochi, which is my Igbo name, my Nigerian Igbo name, Odochi, all roads lead to Rome. And I'd be like, what does that mean? Because I'm 6. You're talking in soliloquies and such. And what that meant was, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Back in the day, Italy was like the epicenter, and the epicenter of the epicenter was Rome. It was it was the center of all things, at least to those people out there. Okay. And if you were in Italy, if you walked on a road long enough, it would lead to Rome. Rome was the center. So if you were on a road, whether it was 100 miles, 10 miles, 2 miles, 0.2 miles, if you walked long enough, you would get to Rome. And so the phrase, all roads lead to Rome, meaning Rome is the final destination. Okay? You following? Let's go for this walk together. All right. So Rome is the final destination. What I have found in my business, and so many businesses, and not just business, but think about this personally too, that many of us have not identified Rome. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, what is the desired outcome for the business, for your personal life, whatever that is? Maybe it's dating. Maybe it's what do you want to do as a career? What is your Rome? So many of us are listlessly roaming the streets, no pun intended, because we're not clear of the destination. Where do we want to go? And I realized that even in my business, it was kind of oh, the budgetista does a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little that, a little up, a little down. And the problem is that when you do that, any road will do. And as a result, you find yourself stretched out, doing too much, and not getting to where you could go as quickly and as powerfully as possible. And so when you identify your Rome, so my team and I, we realized we're okay, what is the budgetista? Rome used to be me. Right? It's all roads lead to Tiffany. No. I don't want that to be the business model. So we identified that when my book, Get Good with Money, came out, it was, and it still is, a blockbuster, if you will. The book has sold nearly 300,000 copies in 3 years. Just last week, we sold 1,500. Like on average, we sell anywhere from 700 to 1,500 copies a week. The girls are still geeking out about Get Good with Money. 3 years later, just for context, most books never sell 2,000 in a lifetime. Meaning a book could be out 20 years and never sell over 2,000 copies. We sold 1,500 just last week, right? And so it was like, I don't have to reinvent the wheel here. The girl said, we like Get Good with Money because it's not even y'all buying it. Y'all done bought it. You don't heard me talking about your body. You bought it from your cousin, your sister, auntie. At this point, strangers is buying Get Good with Money. People just like are telling people, your work mom, your bestie, your work husband, people who don't even know who I am are hearing about the book and getting it. So it's like a light bulb went on. Okay, Tiffany, it looks like the girls have decided that Rome is Get Good with Money. Okay, so what can I do to enhance Rome? Well, right now it's just the book, and low key, high key, the book don't make me a ton of money because most people, if you work with a traditional publisher like I did, so Penguin Random House is my traditional publisher. Like typically not everyone has gotten this deal. Some people have way less. Some people have gotten more, but on average, the deal is you get 15% of your book sales after you pay back your advance. So what does that mean? That means for every dollar that my book sells, I get 15 cents, right? That sounds terrible. And then on top of that, I have an agent. So she gets, I believe, 15 cents from my 15 cents. So, trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents, basically, for the most part, you're not going to get rich off of publishing books unless you sell millions and millions. And it's not from the back end as much as it is from the front end. Like I got a really good advance. Multi-six-figure advance. So people get money typically that way. Not so much on the back end, although that's changing a little bit. So I say that to say that right now, everyone is buying Get Good with Money, but it ain't putting no money in my pocket. Right? Penguin is like, hey, go ahead, Tiffany. I'm like, yeah, I bet. Because Penguin is getting richer off of Get Good with Money than I am. But to be fair, and I'm not mad at them, they took a risk, and you might say it's not a risk, but it is, on me by offering me such a high book deal up front. Because my I had to say it, six-figure deal, I had to count how many. My multi-six-figure deal, I could have put the book out and sold no copies. Sold 10 copies, sold 10,000 copies, which is not bad, but they wouldn't have got their money back. And guess what? You get to keep your advance either way. Either way, okay? So they took the risk of this, giving me this big upfront advance. And in exchange, quite honestly, I've made them multi seven figures, but they didn't know that. That's a risk. But I say that to say that with Get Good with Money, people are still buying it 3 years later, which is not typical for most books. I was intentional though, because I said I wanted a book that's a perennial seller. A perennial seller is a book that's not just good for the year, that it's good year after year after year. So I intentionally wrote that with that in mind. And inside the book, I give like a toolkit, and the toolkit works multiple ways. That one, it's a really great free tool that people can access when they read the book. So inside the book, I might say in the budgeting chapter, here's how you budget. Here is this spreadsheet. But if you want a copy of the spreadsheet so you can budget yourself, go to getgoodwithmoney.com and grab your toolkit. And so when they go to the toolkit, they put in their name and their email. So now I get to keep their name and email and then share other things with them. But quite honestly, I've been sharing mostly free stuff. And it was like a light bulb that went on. It was like, Tiffany, I think you have misidentified your Rome. It's not you. It shouldn't be you. I think it's Get Good with Money. So I already have the book itself. It's a marketing tool. Didn't really realize that. The book sends people to the website. That's already happening. The website, you're already downloading the toolkit and sharing your name and email. Okay. What if I had a course at the website? Because if all these people every week are saying, I want to get good with money in the way that you teach it, why would they not want a corresponding course? Of course they would. Of course they want a course. Okay. And so I was like, okay. So now I'm starting to craft Rome. I said, well, I think I'm going to create, which I don't even know why I didn't think about this earlier. I'm going to create a Get Good with Money course. Now Rome is starting to get cute now. Rome got some paved roads. And then I was like, more and more, I'm really good at building communities. Everybody in the business knows if you want the community girl, I'm the community girl. I build really awesome communities where people feel safe, share their goals and all these types of things. And I said, okay, well, what if along with the course, separate for the, say the course, you pay for it separately. Boom. I get the book. You get the book. It says, hey, I see you're here for the toolkit. Do you know there's a course if you want? Because now all of a sudden the book becomes like the tool alongside the course. Do you want like, a course to go along with your book? Girl, I'm already here, right? I already want to get good money. Oh, sure. I'll get the course. And then what if you're like, ooh, but I would really like some hand holding? Because every day, y'all slide into my DMs and ask if I could coach you personally. I don't have the capacity, but I said, what if I could create like almost like a Get Go Money community or Get Go Money club where I have other financial educators in there that could coach, you know, and then it's like a monthly fee of like, say like $29.99 a month. I'm just making some numbers up, right? And so now all of a sudden Rome has lights, it has camera, it has action. And what's so awesome about it is that I don't have to guess if people want this, because if they're buying the book, what it's saying is they want this information. And how many ways can I give them access to purchase this information? Does that make sense? I am developing my Rome. And what's so awesome about this, and you're going to see a shift for me. What's so awesome about this is that if I'm being honest, whenever I did TV or showed up in a space, like I just spoke at Meta and all this other stuff, I wasn't sure who was I showing up as. Am I showing up as the New York Times bestselling author, the Budgetnista, Literature Academy person? We're like, well, who am I showing up as? And now, if all roads lead to Rome, if Rome is the get good with money, you know, Spider-Man has not the Twitterverse, the metaverse? No. You know what I mean? Like basically the world, if Get Good Money, the world is Rome. Now, when I show up, I can show up mainly, yes, the Budgetnista, who is the New York Times bestselling author of Get Go Money. Why? Because when you're like, say, for example, you do like a major show, like a Good Morning America, Today Show, Mark and Kelly, I've done all of them. When you come on, they're not going to let you sell a course. That's just not how it's done. But they will always let you call yourself New York Times bestselling author of Get Go Money. They put that on the lower third, which is like that little like bar underneath you when you're talking on screen. It'll say Tiffany Aliche, New York Times bestselling author of Get Go Money. That'll be on screen. And people will go and buy that course, or they'll Google me, or they'll Google the name of, not the course, they'll Google the book, they'll Google me. And imagine, because now I know that Rome is the Get Good Money universe, which is a club / community, which is a course, which is the book, and other things to come. Like imagine I have Get Good Money merch, Get Good Money. I don't know, child, I'm just making stuff up. Right? So imagine I have all this Get Good Money stuff. Right? So I can't go on Good Morning America and say, hey, buy my course. That's not done. But I can certainly say, you know, I'm the author of Get Good Money. So when someone goes to look for the book or look for me, they get to enter into the universe through the book, which I can share anywhere. There's never any media platform that doesn't say you can't share your book. That's just not how it's done. Right? So now they see me on Good Morning America. They Google about the book. They go to the website to buy the book or go to Barnes and Nobles or wherever they get it. Inside the book, even if you don't go to my site to buy the book, inside the book, I send you to my site. Shout out to my business mentor at the time who reminded me to add that inside the book. I send you to the site. And then the site says, while you're here, do you want some add-ons to this book that you've heard so much good stuff about? There's a course. There's a club. I'm just making stuff up. There's, you know, a notebook. There's the workbook Made Whole. There's merch. I'm just making this up. One-on-one sessions, group coaching. So just imagine, you know, and so because what that does is I used to be so scattered despite being in business for 15 years. So don't feel bad if you're like, oh, I'm just starting and I feel like I'm not all the way together. No one's all the way together. It's like being a parent. Your parent doesn't know anything. They're just trying their best. Right. And so for me in business, you know, like all you're doing is learning. And now I'm like, I've identified my Rome. And so Rome is Get Good Money and all its corresponding tools and resources. And what I love about it is that oftentimes, not on the Budgetnista side, but the Academy side of the business, we run a lot of ads. And I don't love ads because at any moment, ads, they can change the rules, which they have, and your ads can go from being $2 to $20, from $20 to $200. And so ads are certainly can be a very powerful part of business, but it shouldn't be the only way that you get people's eyeballs on you. So now I could be like, oh, we have a little bit of ads. Hey, Tiffany's also on TV. So how many roads can I lead to Rome? Let's count some roads. You ready? 1, ads is a road. Okay. I have this podcast, Brown Ambition. The Get Your Money, the course, if you're listening to this. What is today? Today is March 25th. Monday. I mean, this will come out on Wednesday, the 25th, 26th, 27th of 2024. It might be up, you listen to this 5 years from now. But as of today, when I'm taping, there is no Get Good Money course. We're developing it. But let's just say 1, I said ads is 1 road to Rome, which is the Get Good Money universe. 2, I have this podcast. I can, when it's ready, just like I did with the book, send you to Rome through this podcast. That's a road. Another road. 3, social media posts. I've got big social media following on all the platforms. That's another road. 4, I've got a big email list of like 400,000, 300,000 or so. That's another road. 5, press. Your girls I actually say no to more press because I didn't know what I was there for. I'm like, I'm not just here to run my mouth. But now when I do press, I know I'm leading them to Rome. That's another road to Rome. Did we do ads, right? We said ads, podcast, social media, email list, press. 6, I have a text message list. That's another road that I can use to lead to Rome. 7, I already have existing communities on Facebook, on Mighty Networks. That's another road. But do you see it now? All of a sudden, all these roads existed before, but they was going everywhere. Child, they was going here, there. No, now I can have 7, at least that I can even remember, core roads leading to Rome. Oh my God. Can you tell I'm excited about it? Because I feel like I cracked the code. Because I'm like, duh, Tiffany. I finally figured out what was wrong. Because here's the thing. Yes, I have this business that has done well, multi 7 figures, 8 figures 1 year, back down again to like less 7 figures, but still 7 figures. It's been a lot of up and down. And because I am still learning myself, even 15 years in. Last year was one of our worst years yet. I mean, despite that, we were still multiple 7 figures, but still relative to what we used to make before, it was 40% down. And I'm sharing this candidly because I want you to understand that it's hard. Just because you have a good year or good 5 years or whatever, one of my mentors said this. He said, I don't know whose this quote is originally. He said, leadership and success is rented, not owned. Did you hear what I said? Success is rented. It's not owned. And every day the rent is due. Whoo, child, the rent is due. What does that mean? That means, oh, you did good today? Cute for you. Guess what? It's due again tomorrow. Meaning don't sit back and get comfortable. Well, we did all this. We had $10 million in 2020. Well, it's not 2020 anymore. It's 2023. And you had 3.4. Okay. You see what I mean? And so I'm saying all that to say that it takes continuous work. And I'm sharing this because as I open up myself to learning, is that all roads lead to Rome. It's have you identified your Rome? And sometimes Rome will shift. And I feel really good about the Rome that we've chosen, this Get Good Money universe, because I don't have to guess if people are interested because the people are already buying it in one form. I just have to figure out what other forms I can offer up because the people who are buying it now are not buying it because it's a new book that's out. They're buying it because of word of mouth. Someone told somebody, told somebody, told somebody. So that means somebody's already doing the heavy lifting work for me. Oh, that's another road. 7, the book. The book is another road. 8, the website. My websites are another road. Wow. Look at all these roads that I've identified. But now they can all lead to a very specific outcome. I can't wait to share kind of what it looks like at the end of the year. I'm at this point, I am postulating and giving a very intelligent guess that it will work. It might not. And then we try something else. I've been here before where I thought it was going to work. I felt pretty confident. It doesn't. We try something else, but I feel pretty good only because it's already working in one attitude, which is the book, which means that people want this information. And they trust this information. It's tied to a brand they like, which is the Budgetnista. But even bigger than that, people are getting it outside of knowing me. And I'm a Black woman on that cover. Do you know what it takes? White men have message me about Get Good Money. Do you know what it takes for a white man to see a black woman on the cover, a money book, and to go get it? How many people must have told him it was good? So if I can overcome all of that, that means something in Get Good Money is resonating. Why am I not leading into that instead of trying to fight my way through something new? No, build on what's working. Build on what's working. What did we learn, class? We learned that all roads lead to Rome, and identify your Rome and start to identify the roads that might already exist and repoint them to your Rome. Whether this is like, let's just say you want to, maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you're a teacher. You want to be principal. What do you need to do to lead to principal? Do you need to get your master's? Do you need internships? Do you need experience? What does it look like? Let's just say, you want to, I don't know, you want to get your skin together this year. What do you need to do? What are you drinking? What are you eating? Like how, do you wash your face at night? Like I got my skin all the way together. You can't tell this 44-year-old skin child because I made it a priority. Like Rome means that you make something a priority and you point as many things as possible toward that priority. One of the reasons why people are not achieving success is because they haven't identified the priority, their Rome, and the roads that they're using are all over the place. If you want to take a car, I don't mean to die. It's none of your business. No, anyway, because I love to break out into song. One of the Romes for me personally, one of my Romes is I want to learn to invest. I've shared this before. And we had my investing coach, Terry John. I've been vetting, and I think she's the right one for me because one, I love the fact that she went to MIT, because that's where the astronauts be going. She's smart. Okay. And then two, I love the fact that she was an educator, vice principal for like 10 years. So knowing a thing is one thing, teaching a thing is another. I love the fact that she done taught 35,000 students already, many of which make, to make $1,000 in a day off of like investing. So investing in the traditional sense, buying stock, selling stock. So anyway, what I really love is that so that's one of my personal Romes is I want to make money independent of having to physically show up somewhere. That's a personal Rome. So forever, I'm not going to be the budgetista. 50, 60, 7, 44 now. I don't know. Like I love doing it now, but who knows 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I don't want to feel like, oh man, I got to show up like this in order to make money. Although I have enough money now where if I stop working, then I could stop working, but one really bad, financially, and I'd be back to working. So it's like, I'm financially independent, kinda. So it's like enough because I don't have any mortgages. I have 2 homes. I don't have a car note. I don't have any student loan debt, and I have enough to see my current life through. But if something really bad happened, like I said, I would have to work again. I don't like being this close. And right now, working looks like me physically, for the most part, showing up. So my main Rome is I want to have enough money, or I want to be able to make money whenever I want to, where I don't have to physically show up. And one of those ways is to invest. Now you can invest in business, but guess what? Investing in business typically requires you to show up. 2, you can invest in real estate, but real estate people will tell you that real estate investing is not passive. That what you can do is you build up your real estate portfolio, then you sell it, and then you can live off that income, that money, right? And the third way is to invest in the market. All my market girlies, like I literally have a friend who was like, I want to go on vacation. So I did a couple of trades, bought some stock, sold some stock, made enough to do that. So for me, one of my roads to Rome personally, not having to show up to make money, is to learn to invest like that. That way, by the time I'm ready and I'm tired, I can be like, I made my money as a budgetista, but I can be in and out of the market whenever I want to, making any additional money that I might want. And so I am committed to that. I'm saying it out loud, so it holds me accountable. And I asked Terry to help me. She said yes a couple months ago. And then she told me about a month ago that she was doing this challenge, this 5-day challenge, where she was teaching newbies like myself how to get the mechanics of investing and getting started. So this is not for y'all who be out here trading stocks and options, yada, yada. Cute for you. I don't know how to do that. So what that looks like is day 1, she's teaching like all about the stock market and its history. Day 2, she's teaching about how to invest with ETFs, which makes investing partially passive. Day 3, so the first 2 days is all about mental knowledge. The last 3 days is like technical capabilities. Day 3, we're going to open up a brokerage account. How do you choose a brokerage account? She's going to do that on day 3, how to choose one and open it. Day 4 is going to be how to buy your first stock. We're going to buy together, honey. I'm excited about that because I have like 4 different brokerage accounts because I was trying to do it on my own. I couldn't figure it out, like what to do. But day 4 is to buy your first stock. And the beautiful part is that if you can't afford your first stock, you can use like paper money because they have like a simulator, which is great. So still you get to practice. And day 5, sell your first stock. So this is truly fundamentals. It's under $100. It's $97. It's April 15th to the 19th, 2024. If you're listening to this 10 years from now, 5 years from now, sorry, it's over. So it's this 5-day. I'm excited. I'm going to be a part of it. I'm going to be a student that Terry said, because here's a VIP where you can upgrade and like to get the replays, to get a 6-day and to get interviews with like her financial friends like me. And so I'm a student, but then she asked me to come on to talk about maybe like money mindset and like preparing. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing that. So if you're interested in like joining us, if you go to tradeandtravel.com/thebudgetnista, it's important that you add, we're going to put that in the show notes. You add the /thebudgetnista because when you sign up and you're part of the Budgetnista squad, I can see you behind the scenes and I'm giving my own bonuses to the people who sign up. If you sign up for the $97, just regular 5 days, it's live every day from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you sign up for that, I am going to send you I'm creating an ebook about how to learn to earn. And I'm going to send that to you as my gift to you as a bonus. Terry's not doing that. That's why I said you have to use /thebudgetnista, tradeandtravel.com/thebudgetnista in the show notes, because I'll send that to you. Because when you put your email in, I'll see it and I'll send it to you the day of when class starts. If you upgrade, for an additional $197 for the VIP, you get the recordings, you get an extra day, you get extra interviews. But from me, you get 2 ebooks. You get the Learn How to Earn ebook. You get the retirement ebook based off Get Good with Money, my book. You get 1 month of the Literature Academy for free, my online school. We've already graduated 150,000 students. So that's awesome. You also get a class. I'm going to teach a Learn to Earn class after Terry, like a week or so after Terry's class. I'm going to teach a free class. I'm going to add in that out as a bonus. And my favorite is we're going to create a temporary pop-up group for the 6 days in Facebook that I will add you to. If you're not on Facebook, get on for 6 days, because here's where we're going to do our homework together. I'm going to be just like you, but even better because I am flying to South Carolina where Terry is taping, because I have to do like my interview with her. I was like, I'm just going to fly in. And when I'm there, best believe that I'm going to be going live. When Terry's done teaching or before she teaches, whatever, I'm going to have a post one day where I say, ask all your questions that you didn't feel got answered. And I'm going to be live on my camera like, hey, girl, I see you over here eating breakfast. So we have some questions. So in my own private Facebook group, we get behind the scenes access and access to Terry since I'll be in South Carolina. So yeah, if you want to join us, tradeandtravel.com/thebudgetnista. Link in the show notes. As I said in the first kind of like scenario, which is how do you get focused, whether it's business or otherwise. It was specifically for business, but you can use the, all roads lead to Rome in whatever area of your life. So that's 1, right? So 2 is like, I was talking to a friend of mine this weekend and she was really discouraged because she felt like, things weren't really happening, that things would kind of pop up and it didn't seem to be going through. And so I told her about the concept that I have that I call the thing before the thing. I'll give you an example. Like 10 years ago, for the first time, a production studio slipped into my DMs. It was like, hey, Tiffany, we want to potentially produce a show and we're interested in having you basically be the host. I said, okay. And you're so young and green. I just assumed, well, it's going to become a show. It's happening. I'm famous. Like I said, this was over 10 years ago. And so they flew me out to someplace down south, Florida or something like that, I think. And we taped a pilot and then they submitted it everywhere and it didn't go anywhere, obviously, because your girl's still here. And that has happened a number of times. I've been on Queer Eye, and then Netflix. And just last week, I got 2 major offers for a show. And I realized, it took me a while to realize, because this kept happening again and again, that things would come up, but they wouldn't come to what I thought was fruition. And I'd be like, oh, it took me a long time to realize it's the thing before the thing. And what is that? Is that show that I didn't get 10, 15 years ago was not supposed to materialize as a show. It was supposed to tell me, Tiffany, get ready. It's the thing before the actual thing happening. It's supposed to tell me, Tiffany, you talk really fast. Practice on camera. Tiffany, is your hair together? Tiffany, is your skin together? Child, it made me like when I started to do the reel, I got Invisalign because I said, y'all not gonna talk about me, my teeth, my gaps. Okay. Look, your girl got baby teeth. I can't help it. But what I can't help is my gaps. I had braces as a teenager, and I have something called tongue thrust. You ever see kids suck their thumb? Well, I suck my tongue even still at night. Or when I'm stressed, I won't even notice. Literally, my tongue will just get to going. And your tongue is one of the most powerful muscles in your body. So it's pushing my teeth outward. And just Gap City, honey. But look now, talk about somebody else. Because the Gaps is going, honey. Thank you. Shout out to Invisalign. They don't sponsor, but they should. Because I use Invisalign. And yeah, so I literally, like, even now with these potential shows coming up, I'm like, hold up. Because your girl got to drop about 15 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Because I gained about 15. I had lost 30 and I gained 15 and I want to lose that 15. But these shows, even if this doesn't come to fruition, I know something is coming, because usually before something comes to fruition, you get smoke signals. And those smoke signals are actually not the thing itself. Rarely is it that. It's the thing to tell you to get ready. You might have a dream. Somebody might keep saying, girl, you know, your skin's so great. You should come up with a skincare line. Really? The lady at Whole Foods said that. My doctor said that. My friend said that. It's the thing before the thing before the thing. The thing is the show, the book, whatever that major thing is. You get things before, not so you can get it now, but to tell you to get ready now, because you don't know the day, the time, or the hour of when the thing is going to come, and will you be ready? And you're like, oh, I wasn't ready. Meanwhile, the thing is, like, I sent my cousin, I sent my sister ahead of time. I sent all these warning signs ahead of time to get ready for the last 5 years. And you didn't figure out the teeth. You didn't figure out your hair situation. You didn't lose the 15 pounds. You didn't practice on social media going live. You didn't do anything to prepare. And now you get offered a show and you look crazy. You sound crazy. The show doesn't do well. Right? And so instead of being discouraged when something doesn't go through, I get excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the thing before the thing. And there might be 10 things, 5 years worth of things before the thing. Get ready. I don't believe in coincidences. You know, so if you find yourself feeling discouraged and you're like, oh, I didn't get that, you know, they said they were going to interview me and I didn't get that interview. They said that it's the thing before the thing. It's to get you ready. Are you even ready for the thing you asking for? Are you? Is your resume updated? Oh, okay. You got a suit ready? Oh, okay. What you going to wear when you go to the office? Oh, okay. Have you figured out the route to get there? You said you was going to get your car fixed. It's not fixed yet. Oh, okay. You say you want a thing, you ain't ready for it. That's why the thing before the thing came, to get your behind in gear. You know, it's meant to make you think maybe this is it on purpose, because that's the only way to get you going. You know, so instead of moping and doping around, my dad would say, why are you so morose and melancholy? Morose and melancholy. Why are you so sad? Right? Because you didn't get it? Girl, you're about to. It's the get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. That's what the thing before the thing is. It's a reminder to get ready and stay ready because it's coming. There is nothing worse than getting your blessing and you unprepared. What a waste. Like, oh, I want to catch the ball. Where's your mitt? Now the ball comes to you, you get knocked in the head instead of catching it with your mitt. Where's your mitt? You left it at home. Oh, okay. So I share all that to say that if you need that little pep talk, you know, because sometimes we all do, whether it's in business, whether it's in your personal life, you know, whether it's in, you know, corporate career or whatever, you know, watch out for the thing before the thing. The thing before the thing typically makes you feel like this is it, and it's not. That's how you know it's a thing before the thing. Cause you're like, oh my gosh, they told me that, you know, I'm up for a promotion. You get excited. You're like, it didn't work. It's because maybe the real thing is you're going to be offered a job someplace else and you have to get certain skill sets. Maybe there's a certification you're supposed to get. You know, I can't tell you how many times when I thought something was going to happen and I got my house in order, like, oh my gosh. Okay. So let me make sure of this and let me make sure I have this together. Oh, it didn't work out. It did work out. You're ready now, right? Oh, okay. You got the team together, right? Oh, okay. It's the thing before the thing before the thing. So just keep that in mind and keep the hope and get ready and prepared, because you do not want the thing that you've been praying and hoping and dreaming about to find you unready, unprepared because it might take another 5-10 years before you get access to it again. Don't waste those opportunities. It's the thing before the thing. Whew, this was a good episode, right? If I do say so myself. And I do say so myself. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. You are going to leave us a review on like Apple Podcasts or whatever they call it these days. And what you're going to do is, if you found this really helpful, you're going to share it. Okay. You're going to share it with your mama, your cousin, your daddy, everybody in the club getting tipsy, right? You're going to share it. Cause that's what grows the podcast. We really want to grow and expand our audience. And we can only do that through you. If you have friends that listen to podcasts, send it. We've been here, like 7, 8 years. Thankful. Okay. And last but not least, if you do want to learn to start investing, this is just the first step for me and Terry. This is like, step one. And then I'm going to do more partnerships with her again. As I learn, I get to learn alongside you, go ahead on and tradeandtravel.com/thebudgetnista if you want those bonuses, which you do. So make sure you put that / on there. And I'll see you in April. All right, y'all. Love you. Bye.